When we talk about great songwriters, a few names always spring to mind. Lennon, Dylan, Springsteen. But today I want to talk about an artist who's been quietly redefining what modern songwriting can mean. Thom Yorke. The frontman of Radiohead, a solo artist in his own right and a composer, Thom's music has never just been about melody. It also has a sense of unease, a sense of hinting at other worlds, a sense of trying to define what it means to be alive in a modern world that's changing too fast for us to keep up. Thom's never written for the charts, and that's something that you can tell by his legacy. He's always been writing from the soul, trying to make a political statement with his music, or trying to summarize a mood and feeling of the time. He's never been about pop music, and he's never been about compromise. Thom's music has always had a strong identity, and you can always hear his voice on the radio standing out from the noise of other artists. A Radiohead song is instantly recognizable, and it's not hard to tell why. Thom's voice is unique, and so is his message. Thom's voice is built on the foundation of emotional honesty and discomfort. His lyrics often sound like overhead thoughts, cryptic, confusing, fragmented. But there's emotional honesty to the songs that he produces, and a real sense of capturing the essence of what it is to be alive in the modern world. Lines like this aren't just written, they're felt. They speak to alienation, anxiety, and the strange weight of existing. Yorke once said that he writes lyrics like he's channeling something, letting intuition guide his words before logic ever steps in. With his use of melody, Thom has a way of finding beauty in imperfections. He's not trying to be perfect, he's actually emphasizing the crackles, the faults, the humanism in his voice to try and put across a message in his music. He's never been about slick vocals. He's always been trying to put across a sense of realism and a sense of who he is as an artist. And you can tell that in his haunting vocals. The lyrics are so deep in some respects, but also so universal. He's talking about the complexity of trying to live in the modern world, the society which we live in, and the alienation that comes with that. Songs like Pyramid Song and Idioteque aren't designed to be crowd pleasers. They draw you in like a TV noise from another room. They're songs that, when I first encountered them, whether it was through TV or radio, really spoke to me as an artist. For the first time, I could see that you don't have to have a crystal clear, perfect voice, hitting the correct notes every time. Sometimes it can be about the ambiguity with the notes that you're singing. And I think Thom Yorke really has mastered that with his vocal style. I came across Radiohead through their classic album, The Bends. I remember watching a performance of Street Spirit on TV, and it really captured my imagination. For the first time, I could see an artist who was putting across his raw emotion and pain through his lyrics and his vocals. At the time when so many artists were just bland pop music like the Spice Girls, it was a breath of fresh air, and it really inspired me on my path to become a singer-songwriter. For the first time, I could see what was really possible and how you don't have to tread the path that everyone else walks. You can find your own way in music, and Thom was a real inspiration for me at the time because of that. Thom's lyrics often explore alienation, but he doesn't do it in a way that's preachy. It's almost like he's whispering to you the truth through his lyrics, subtly hinting at the state of the world through the metaphors that he uses. Songs like Idioteque and Everything in Its Right Place tap into the horror of living in this machine world which we come to exist in. He writes about what it feels like to be lost in your own head, but somehow that's made millions feel less alone. It's almost like in sharing that experience, he's uniting us. He's uniting us all in a way to try and understand and come to terms with the condition that we're in. And Thom's never stood still creatively. From being a guitar hero on albums like The Bends to a more electronic influence on Kid A, he's constantly evolving his sound, and he's never afraid to move forward. When Radiohead put out OK Computer and it was such a massive success, it was very tempting, I'd imagine, for them to keep on just following that template. But instead the band moved into an electronic area that was previously unknown for them. And I feel that took a lot of bravery and shows exactly what kind of artist Thom Yorke is. Over 3 decades, Thom has inspired a generation of artists. From Coldplay to Bon Iver and to myself, Thom has been pivotal in a new way of thinking about songwriting, a new alternative style in music, and a new kind of expression as well. But his real legacy isn't imitation. It's almost permission to be different, to be weird, to be out there, to be alternative. And that's something that I really can draw from as an artist. I made a decision a long time ago that I didn't want to just put out bland, repetitive music in a way to become famous. I wanted to make music that said something different, that stood apart from the crowd. And that's not necessarily been an easy journey for me, but ultimately it's something that I found very, very fulfilling as an artist. Thom Yorke's songwriting is proof that music doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes it needs to just tell the truth, even though that truth can be very uncomfortable. If you felt something listening to his songs, then that's the whole point. You weren't just supposed to hear them, you were supposed to feel them. And that's something that really is a legacy for Thom as a writer, and as a frontman, and a composer, and ultimately as an artist. He really has taken the medium of music and turned it into an art form, and I feel that that's something that's inspiring for myself as a singer-songwriter. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Thom Yorke as an artist, then please do like and subscribe. And why not tell me what your favourite Radiohead song or Thom Yorke song is in the comments below. If you want to learn more about songwriting, I have an ebook out at the moment. The link is in the description for that. And I'll see you guys next time.